Hi my floral friends, my name's Maria. I'm the head florist here at Amaranté London, and today I'm going to be showing you how to tie this gorgeous dried flower arrangement inspired by all the natural colours and textures that you can see during this time of year. As always, your flowers have been picked by the grower, so you know you're getting the most sustainable product to create your bespoke piece of art. Don't forget to subscribe, follow us on Instagram and keep watching to see how I created this look. So when you open your box, you will find some eucalyptus, some bleached ruscus, one stem of pampas, two miscanthus, some bleached helico, 5 stems of laguarus, one stem of cardus thistle, a stem of broom, one stem of gypsophilia, 3 stems of wheat, and 1 medium fan palm. You will also need a pair of scissors, some string and a vase in mind. Today I'll be working with a slightly shorter vase. This one is around 20 centimetres because the stems in this bouquet are quite short, so we just want to keep it all in proportion. The stems that we're using today are a neutral colour scheme, so feel free to use any kind of bright vase or colourful vase that you have at home. It will look great in that. For the purposes of styling the room, I'll be using this vase. So before you start to tie your arrangement, you will need to prep your stems. This means that you will be separating everything. So for example, this was one piece of ruscus and I just cut it in the middle and now I've got 2 stems. You won't be able to do this once you start tying your arrangement because you won't have spare hands and you'll become unstuck. So it's best to do this first. All the foliage on the stems should be clean. So when you're holding it, you don't want any leaves below this point because it will just become congested. So like any tied bouquet, you'll be spiraling your stems, which means that when you come to put them in a vase, they'll sit best in it. So I'm starting here with the tallest stem, or giving the illusion that this is kind of the tallest stem here, just by placing them slightly higher, slightly lower in my hand. And you're just gonna lay the stems next to each other. You're just constantly turning the bouquet. This will mean that your arrangement is balanced. I'll be creating this bouquet front facing. So when you have chosen your favourite angle, you can start working on it looking at that face on, just so you can see exactly where your flowers are going to be placed once you put them in the vase. So the first main flower that I'll be going in with is pampas. So this is going to give us most of the height in the bouquet. Just place it in the centre, because it's quite a focal feature. This is currently being harvested, so it's super sustainable, it's in season, it'll look lovely in your home. There's not much of a formula to this bouquet. I'm generally just working tallest to shortest, front to back, just keeping everything evenly distributed. Now I'm going in with this broom, just to create a bit of volume and add a bit of depth with this darker colour. Don't forget to keep spiralling your stems and keep turning it just to get loads of different angles. See exactly where you want the flowers to be placed. Using this helico just to create some volume, and again, just adding a different texture. You can go as wild as you want with this bouquet. The inspiration behind it was that all of these flowers are currently being harvested, so I wanted it to look like a bouquet that had just been picked from a meadow. A vegetative arrangement in floristry is where you create a bouquet as it would grow in nature. So what this means is you have the pampas at the top, because it's the tallest when you see it in the fields, and then the wheat would kind of come next. Probably put these in around here somewhere, and then your thistle. But like I said, this isn't a strict vegetative arrangement, and you can completely make it your own. It's entirely up to you how you use these materials. The colours that I've used in this arrangement are inspired by this really big trend of recycling, reupholstering your furniture, revamping things, using recycled items to create something beautiful. This can also be applied to flowers, so what that means is that you're buying a completely sustainable alternative to fresh flowers. So we've revamped the fresh flower market, and moving into dried means that everything is a lot more ethical and more sustainable and ultimately better for the planet. I'm just adding these last bits in for a final touch of texture. And then using this fan palm just to offset all the busy textures that are in the centre of the arrangement. It's easier if you turn the bouquet to the back. Put this one in. As you can see, it's just kind of poking through either side, giving it a bit of balance, creating a different shape and texture. It creates a bit more interest. So just as I'm looking at it now, although we want it to be a little bit wild, this pampas to me just looks like it's sticking out too much. I'm just going to slip it down a little bit. Now that all your stems are in a spiral, it means that you can manipulate them all. So when you're happy with your arrangement, you can lay it flat on the table. Because we've placed that fan palm in the back, it means that none of your flowers will be damaged. Just want to take your string, go around the bouquet a couple of times, tie it as tightly as you can. So now that you have finished your arrangement, you can cut the stems, just measure them against your vase. Just cut the stems so they're pretty even, but in proportion. So as you can see, we've got quite a thin neck on this vase, which means that when you place your bouquet in, it's gonna support everything really nicely. You can kind of push it in. Get it balanced and have it sit exactly the way that you want it. So as you can see from this bouquet, the eye will travel right from the tip of this pampas all the way down onto your thistle. Stop, have a pause here, have a look at the texture and the colour of this thistle. The fan palm brings it all the way around, back down to the thistle again, and that means that your eye is travelling throughout the whole bouquet. So you'll be looking at an entire piece of art created by you. So this is the finished look for today. Don't forget, these flowers will last up to 3 years, so they're an amazing, sustainable alternative to fresh flowers. To try your hand at any other of our dried flower arrangements or to buy your loved one a really special gift, click the link below to shop now. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and we will see you in the next one. Bye everyone!